You have a master's degree and you're a head clerk.
Yes, ma'am.
You think that I should base child support on $30,000 instead of the 70 that you intentionally stop working at? I'm not about to play with you. Ma'am, I'm going to make you pay child support.
Imagine discovering your ex-wife swapped her high-flying corporate job for a cashier gig right after your divorce.
Paper or plastic?
Not a big deal, right? Wrong. Especially when there's a 5-year-old child in the mix and questions about financial responsibilities come into play. And you're supposed to receive child support in order to look after the child.
Oh, shit!
The scene opens with Mr. Parks expressing his shock and frustration. He accuses her of attempting to shirk her financial responsibilities towards their 5-year-old child.
I just found out my wife just left her corporate job for a cashier job. I don't know why. Maybe it's because like she wants to get out of the payments of what she's doing.
Payments of what?
Child support, ma'am.
Okay.
Ms. Parks, unfazed and resolute, admits to leaving her high-paying job. Her decision, she claims, stemmed from the overwhelming stress of the divorce, which impeded her ability to perform her job effectively.
The reason why I left it, and I did do it intentionally, I felt that it was not right.
Wait a minute. You intentionally left your job?
Yes, ma'am, I did. I had enough money in savings to still provide for my child and still provide medical insurance. So I felt that, the stress of my divorce wasn't inhibiting me from performing my job.
Okay.
Obviously, Judge Vonda was unimpressed, but she pressed for details. She asks Ms. Parks, with a master's degree and an 8-year tenure at her previous corporate position, reveals she was earning $70,000 annually. Now she works as a head clerk at a convenience store, earning 30% a year. The judge's disbelief is palpable.
Obviously, the child lives with you. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
So, you have all this money in saving. Let's talk about it. How much did you make at your last job?
Annually, $70,000.
And that's your only job?
It was my only job. Now I work at a convenience store.
Doing
Head clerk.
Doing what?
Head clerk.
Head clerk. Okay, how much are you making now?
$30,000 a year.
$30,000. And what type of education do you have?
I have my master's.
You have a master's degree and you're a head clerk?
Yes, ma'am.
You're now making $30,000 a year, and you think that I should base child support on $30,000 instead of the 70 that you intentionally stop working at?
In a dramatic moment, the judge calculates Mrs. Parks' new child support obligation based on her previous income, despite her current job. I don't think many realize that taking on a job that pays you less just to have a lighter load in terms of child support is likened to tax avoidance, and it is heavily frowned upon. Always consider the child before you make any rash decision. Remember that the child support is not for the spouse, it is for the child.
I'm not about to play with you. Ma'am, I'm going to make you pay child support. You came, obviously, in this courtroom to waste my time.
I have a question. How come I have to get a corporate job? How come he can't get a corporate job?
He can get a job, but the child lives with him. And you think that you're going to come in this courtroom and get me to order that you pay a less amount when you're capable of making the $70,000 with a master's degree? You made that up.
Ma'am, I don't know. Emotional distress is intentional.
Excuse me. Emotional distress. I need you to go see a doctor. $899.60 is going to be your monthly child support obligation that you're going to pay each month to this man.